Okay, there we go. Okay, we're here. So I'm so happy that you're here today. I'm Shifa R.J. Whitehurst, the financial professional, private banker. I'm here to talk to you about wealth, right? And so what is wealth? Wealth is about a lot of things. We tend to think that it's just money, but it's not just money. And so for those of you who have some wisdom, you already know that. Today we're going to talk about what those other things are, and we're going to dive into taxes because it's tax season. It's January. It opened on the 15th, even though the government is shut down. So you definitely going to want to get your taxes done like as soon as possible because they're already going to be behind, right? So just want to put that out there. Taxes. So you can contact us about doing your taxes. We are a full service financial business. Okay, we can take care of everything from your taxes to your retirement to your great grandchildren's trust. We can do all of that in between. Make sure you leave an inheritance for your family. So how do you get in touch with us about taxes? We have a tax service, Prosperity Tax Group, and you can hit us up at 242-325-4649. That's my Google voice. Just leave me a message and say you're interested in making sure you get your taxes done. And in a very special way, I'm going to talk about today. So let me just jump back to the different ways that we think about wealth, okay? So how do we do that? We have to think about it. If you notice on the post that I put the book of Tony Robbins on the post this morning. It's Money, How to Master the Game, and Money, How to Master the Game. Everybody's talking about money. Everybody is talking about money. Well, why is that? Because the gap between the haves and the have-nots is getting wider. And all the have-nots have to do is begin to learn what the haves know. That's really what it's about, because you can start building wealth right from where you are when you understand what to do. It's a knowledge issue. It's not so much a money issue. Wealth starts with the wealth of knowledge that you have, right? The wealth of wisdom that you have. All right. So where does wealth fit in? Wealth is about your health and your fitness, right? Your health is your wealth. I'm sure you've all heard that. It starts with your health and your fitness. It's your intellectual life. It's your emotional life. Having wealthy thoughts, okay? The wealthy people are wealthy because they think about being wealthy, right? They talk about being wealthy. They learn about being wealthy. They gather people around them to help them intellectualize wealth, right? Emotionally, they are committed, passionate about being wealthy, staying wealthy, passing on wealth. Their whole character, their habits, they habitually think about wealth. And wealth is not just money, remember, right? Wealth is character, wealth is intellectual, wealth is emotional, wealth is spiritual. Yes. So we're here as spiritual beings having a physical experience so that we learn to master this realm. And part of mastering this realm is mastering the science of money, right? Mastering the science of money. All right. So in order to master the material world, and part of being able to do that is having the material tools that you need in order to have mastery over the material world. Wealth is love relationships, right? How loving is your relationship? Wealth is a relationship about loving yourself enough to allow wealth in. And then it's about having love relationships, people around you who help you to continue along the path of wealth because you're all thinking about it. They say that you are the culmination of your 5 closest friends. You're all the same. If your 5 closest friends are broke, busted, and disgusted, then probably so are you. If your 5 closest friends are striving for, reaching for, moving toward, accumulating wealth, being rich, having a business, doing those things that wealthy people do, then you're probably the same, right? Okay, so just take a look at that. Parenting. Well, what does parenting have to do with wealth? You want to be wealthy in your parenting life, right? You want to make sure that your children have all of the things that you want them to have, right? And this is not about spoiling them, because one of the things that you want them to have is the knowledge of how money works. You want them to have the knowledge, the self-worth, to be able to accumulate, right? You want them to have a legacy. When you leave this planet, you want to leave them something. So parenting. And then all along the way, how do you take care of them? Do you have enough money put aside that when you want to put them in private school, you can? When you want to pay for their college, you can? When you want to pay for their first car, the down payment on their house, pay for their wedding, all of those kinds of things, that is parenting from a wealth perspective. Your social life. How rich is your social life? Like rich in experiences, rich with the people that you hang out with. How rich is your social life? Now, I'm not talking about how often you can go out and get your dance on. I'm not talking about how often you can go out and get your drink on. I'm not talking about that. No, I'm not. I'm talking about the richness of your sociability in civic life, right? In community, in politics, if that's where your interest is, in networking. How rich is your life in meeting people, social life, your financial life. Okay, so here we are. Most people think wealth is all about your financial life, but is it really? No. Wealth includes your financial life, right? It has to, and that has to do with how you manage it, how you grow it, how you protect it, how you manage it, how you accumulate it, and how you create your business for succession, and how you leave a legacy. Financial, all of that is in there, okay? How do you mitigate risk? How do you reduce your taxes? All of that has to do with finances. Your career should be your passion. You should not get up every day and go to work and hate it, all right? That is part of a wealthy mindset. Wealthy people do the things that they love to do. Find your passion. What was that thing that you wanted to do when you were 7 years old? What is that thing that you've always wanted to do? Can you turn that into a business? Can you turn that into a service? Can you turn that into something that moves humanity forward? And then get up every day in the morning just like totally geeked, right, about getting it on, doing it every day. Like you jump out of bed to get to it. Quality of life. Well, what is quality of life? It's the things, right? When we think of wealth, we think of the cars and the boats and the jets and the vacations, the beautiful human experiences. Quality of life, the environment that you live in. Okay, are you surrounding yourself around art? Do you attract to yourself beauty? Right? Those kinds of things, quality of life. And 12, right? So this is the 12th thing I'm talking to you about, is what is your life vision? Is your life vision made of wealth and opulence and helping and being the person that you've always wanted to be, do, and having the things that you want to have in your life. Quality of life. All of those things matter. That's what we're talking about in the context of wealth. All right. So what is wealth? So on the post, and if you're not in the Facebook group yet, go to Black Women in Finance and the Men Who Love Us. And the short way to get there is we're the Healthy Finances group. The group page is open, and so you can go there and you can post hashtag Healthy Me Finances, hashtag I'm on with RJ on Blogtalk Radio. You can go there and begin to read some of the posts. There's a lot of information there, all right? And I'll be putting freebies and tools for you to use, okay? So I wanted to talk to you today about certainly going through what wealth is in terms of those categories of your life and how it fits in everywhere. It's not just something over there isolated on the side. And also, I posted in a Facebook group that everybody's talking about money. Everybody from Tony Robbins to Grant Cardone, you name it. Everybody's talking about money. Everybody knows about Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey and all those folks. Everybody's talking about money, right? There's two conversations that people are having in the world, right? I'm sick and I'm broke, right? That's what you hear. And so how is it that you're able to speak into that and help people along the way? Okay, I started as a natural healer. And it segued into recognizing that healthy finances is part of the reason why people are not healthy in their body. Okay, it's part of the reason. There's a lot of other things that go with it, but if you can't really afford, or you think you can't afford to get the kind of health care, a lot of people wanted to come to me for natural healing, but don't take insurance, right? I give you the advice, tell you what to do, how you go about getting it done, and coach you along the way. But I found that people were willing to submit themselves to the knife, to the scalpel, to the meds, because insurance covered that and they couldn't afford to pay for the natural healing services. And that's by design, okay? The cheapest food in the grocery store is the worst food for you, all right? That's just how it is. So I realized through inspiration, actually a epiphany, that it was time to shift to healthy finances. And so when I say healthy me finances, the me in it is you. All right. When you say healthy me finances, that's about you. Okay. All right. So hashtag healthy me finances in our healthy finances Facebook group. So here's the secret. Here's the big reveal, right? How do you create wealth? You create wealth by applying uncommon application of common knowledge. Wealth is applying uncommon application of common knowledge. Now here's the thing about the common knowledge. The common knowledge about wealth ain't so common, right? People don't know it. It's not taught to us in school. Only 4 schools in the United States teach 1 semester of personal finance in high school. 1 semester, right? So we're not taught about finance, which is the science of how money works. We're not taught about that in school. And it's very interesting because you use money every single day. So why wouldn't it be a focus? Okay, so they teach you about the law of relativity, right? The theory of relativity, when's the last time you used that? But you use money every day and nobody's teaching you that. And it really is common knowledge. It's just that it's out there, but you got to know how to get it. And so I'm here to help make it more common for you. So you can we can track you to, I can track you to the uncommon application of that common knowledge, all right? And some of that common knowledge is taxes, and we're going to talk about that in just a bit. So go to the Healthy Finances Facebook page and hashtag Healthy Me Finances, hashtag uncommon application of common knowledge. Yes. So I want you to, we've got about 15 minutes left. This is a 30-minute show, and I go really fast. So it's a lot of information. It's heady information. You got to put your Nikes on, okay? You got to run with me, all right? You ready? So here we go. And this is about practice. When we say uncommon application, that means practice, right? And we all know that practice doesn't make perfect, but perfect practice makes perfect, right? So I'm going to give you some things because we've been trying to practice how to make money. We've been trying to practice how to be wealthy. We've been trying to practice how to get rich, but nobody's giving you the perfect formula for perfect practice. And there's a way that it can be done because they are wealthy people, right? So it must be able to be done, and they know better than us, than you, right? So if that being the case, then let's talk about what that is. So first and foremost, being wealthy is not for the wimpy, all right? Wealth ain't for the wimpy, all right? So what is that? What do I mean by that? That it's going to take you being bold. It's going to take you speaking with intention. It's going to take you declaring what it is that you are choosing in the world. It's going to depend on you being committed to getting the results that you say that you want, right? Because wealth can be measured. Wealth can be measured. So don't worry so much about being perfect. Be intentional about doing what you say you want to do. So what is that? So let's talk today about taxes. We got a few more minutes to go. So let's talk today about taxes. Benjamin Franklin said, and we may know it better from Marvin Gaye. He said that the only two things certain in the world is death and taxes, right? So you make money, they tax you. You spend money, they tax you. You save money, they tax you. And when you die, they still tax you, right? So taxes seem to be inevitable. All right. So it's tax season. At the beginning of the show, I said that you could get in contact with us because we are full service. We do provide tax services. We are Prosperity Tax Group, and you can call 224-325-4649 and get in touch with us, and you just leave a message there. That's my Google Voice. Just leave a message there and say you're interested in taxes. And here's why. There are ways that you can choose what your tax bracket is. You can be taxed now, you can be taxed later, and you can be taxed never. The wealthy know how to apply uncommon application to common knowledge. Well, taxes is common knowledge, right? Everybody knows you got to pay taxes. But what's the uncommon application to dealing with your taxes? It's to be able to move yourself from a tax now, where they take it out of your check before you even get it, right? When you're just working for wages, right? Or you can be taxed later, which is tax deferred, meaning you have a 401k or something that you're putting untaxed dollars in an account, and you have agreed by contract to pay taxes when you take it out, when you get 59 and a half. Or like most people, every time you get an emergency, you go hit your 401k and you pay the taxes and the penalty. That's a hard pill right there to swallow. Okay, so and that's like pedaling backwards. That's like unbuilding wealth. So if you have a 401k or 403b, if you have an account, a Roth, or an account where you have decided, you've contracted to pay taxes later, then know this: right now, as we speak, this day, taxes going up. And do you think that taxes are likely to go down or go up in the future? Up, right? Yes, taxes are, based on our experience today in the world, taxes are going up. And remember, the government is shut down. So right now, when we talk about this is common knowledge. This is how we're going to apply this knowledge. So what you want to do is make sure that if you're in a tax later situation, tax deferred situation, that you're making some plans to be able to mitigate the risk of you losing all of that money when you go to draw that money out. That means you're going to have a whole lot less money coming out of that 401k than you thought. So no matter how good it looks right now, if it's 200,000, 300, 500,000, what happens if you lose half that value? And especially because it's tied to the stock market. So when the stock market has a correction, right, which is a fancy word for crash, right? So when the stock market crashes, like it did in 2008, and people lost almost half the value they had in those accounts, it went away to not enough money to live on in retirement. So that is common knowledge. So what's the application? What's the application? It's to be able to move to a never tax situation. And there are vehicles available. We have a private reserve account, where you put money in. It's not taxed when it grows, right? So there's no capital gains. It's not taxed when you take it out to use it. Like if you have an emergency, there's no tax and no penalty. There's no tax when when distribution comes, right? When you start taking a distribution, no tax, and there's no tax when you pass and leave it to your as an inheritance to your family, right? So what did I just do? I just took something that we think is common knowledge, right? They tax you when you make money, when you spend money. They tax you when you save money. They tax you when you die. Well, there's a way around that. You can get away from that. So it's not certain, right? Benjamin Franklin and Marvin Gaye said the only two things certain in the world is death and taxes. Well, the taxes part you can do something about. You just have to have some uncommon uncommon application, keyword application, right? Keyword do something about it, right? Uncommon application of common knowledge, how to take care of your taxes, right? That's part of what we do. Call me, right? As Shifa, I'm the Healthy Me Finances healer. That's I'm born in the world to heal. And I've been doing it since I was 14 years old. And before that, I just didn't really get it until I was about 14. I'm 60 years old now. So I've got some wisdom, I've got some track record, I've been around the block a few times, I've made several $1 million. I know what I'm talking about here, right? My job now is to help you to understand how you can shift and change, transform your life to do bold, magnificent, powerful things in the world by doing what? What did I say? By using the uncommon application of common knowledge, right? The uncommon application of common knowledge. And this will help you to continue to grow and to continue to educate. So I encourage you to stay plugged in to our Facebook group. Healthy Finances is the name of the Facebook group. Black Women in Finance and the Men Who Love Us is the long name, right? So that is part of what you need to know today. Again, you can call the number 224-325-4649, okay, and begin to engage with us. We have a whole team of folks. It's not just me. Oneness, right? So we're Team Oneness Professional Partners. Shout out to Team Oneness Professional Partners. We have Prosperity Tax Group. We work with Cal Choice. We work with World Financial Group. We work with the platforms that are necessary for you to be able to get the knowledge. We're not married to any of them, okay? This is really about us pulling all of the platforms together that give us the common knowledge, because it's out there, it's common, but help us to bring it in so we can show you how to apply it. So the Facebook group again is Black Women in Finance and the Men Who Love Us. Make sure that you have some understanding about what we need to do to get yourself in the no tax bracket, right? Where you don't pay taxes, okay? Where you can protect, where you can mitigate risk of tax. So in these last few minutes, what I want to share with you also that is very important, that's common knowledge, is this word inflation. What is inflation? Well, it's when the cost of living goes up, right? And the cost of living goes up every year about 3%. So if you're not getting a 3% raise on your job, if you're not getting a 3% raise in what it is that you're doing, then you're under the bus. If you have money in the bank and they're only paying you 1%, right? They're only paying you 1% and they're not, right? Check it out, they're not. They're only paying you less than 1% and inflation is 3%, your money is losing, is depreciating in the bank. So if you've got a lot of money parked in the bank, you're going to want to talk to me. If you've got any money parked in the bank, and recognize that when on your credit card statement, on your loan, on your mortgage, they're charging you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 20, 24%. And they're making that money on you, but any money that you have in the bank, they're paying you less than 1%. That's called arbitrage. It's not against the law because that's how banks make their money, right? But why should you have to shoulder that? Why should you and your family and your future have to suffer when there are ways for you to apply uncommon knowledge, okay, uncommon application to common knowledge, you can get ahead of inflation. So that's part of what we teach. Call 224-325-4649. Let's talk about it. Let's get you in a better position. Let's move you from tax now, from tax later to tax never. Let's do that. It's possible. It's possible. It is tax season. So, recap. I hope you took some notes, right? I told you it was going to go fast. You will be able to listen to the replay. This is a Blog Talk radio show, so you will be able to listen to the replay. And I want you to take notice of everything that's happening around you in your finances. Start to keep a journal. Start to write out how much you spent every day. Keep your receipts. I worked with a family in New Jersey one time, and they have, I did their fact finder, and we went through all their finances, and come to find out they couldn't account for $400 a month that was leaking out of their pockets. They didn't know where it was going, right? How do you not know where $400 goes every month? And they didn't know. So I had them keep their receipts for a week, and I went back in, and we went back over the numbers, and when I totaled up those receipts and multiplied it by 4 weeks, we found the $400. They were spending $100 a week at the Wawa. What's the Wawa? It's like a 7-Eleven or a QT. You know, it's one of those convenience stores that has a gas station outside, right? $100 a month. $400 a week, $400 a month, they were making somebody else wealthy. Do you know $400 a month in a private reserve account can make you a millionaire in about 15 years, 20 years when it's properly funded? I'm just saying, we have the solutions here. So let me help you. Let's do this together. Let's do it together. You've been watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, the Healthy Me Finances edition. We are in the midst of the 2018 Wealth Quest, and that's what you just heard. So it's been my pleasure and honor to talk to you today, and I look forward to doing it again real soon. Go to the Facebook group. It's Facebook groups, Healthy Finances. It's Black Women in Finance and the Men Who Love Us. I love you. Have a happy, healthy, and wealthy day. Peace. So, we are so glad that everybody was able to be here. Man, that was really something. So, we're saving your future. That's what it's about. Saving your future. So don't let anything keep you from building wealth for yourself and your family, because the only thing that can keep you from doing that is you. Healthy Me Finances. It's been, again, a blast, right? I love it. See you soon. Yeah, I got messages while we've been on the phone, and while I've been on the radio. So while the Blog Talk is going off, just going to check my messages for a minute. I talked about wealth being about wonderful relationships, right? And rich social life. So got to pay attention to the folks that try to talk to me when I'm on the radio, right? So I got to get back to them. And so my friend is saying, make sure I handle my well-being and take a bath, right? Yes. Hey, not that I stink, but she knows how much I love being in the tub, and that's where I do a lot of meditating and stuff like that. I know, TMI, too much information. Anyway, I just want to say thanks. Love you. I know you can't hear that music, right? All right. So I'm signing off for today. We'll be back on Friday. See you again on Friday. Take good care. Peace.